Imagine walking into a garden that feels like an ancient forest or a rustic cottage retreat. You see lush vegetables growing from beautiful driftwood logs, stone planters, and woven baskets. But what if I told you it's all an illusion? Inside every single one of these high-end planters is just a piece of trash, an ugly white styrofoam box. Imagine growing your own food effortlessly, without soil, in a container that looks like a piece of art. Today, we are not just gardening, we are performing magic. Let's turn trash into treasure. Welcome back to Home and Garden Borneo, where we believe that nature provides everything we need to create beauty. In this series, we are curating the best ideas to help you build a dreamy, low-cost garden using materials you might find right in your backyard or even in the trash bin. If you love these kinds of nature-first transformations, please subscribe right now. We upload new inspiration every single week to help you build your sanctuary. Question for you: I'm curious, where in the world are you watching this from? Are you gardening in a big city apartment or a countryside home? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading your stories. One, the Driftwood Fortress. Imagine a piece of wood that has traveled the world. It has danced with the tides, been smoothed by the sand, and bleached by the relentless sun. Driftwood carries the memory of the ocean, a story of survival and transformation etched into every grain. Now, picture this rugged traveler finding a new home in your garden. It is no longer just debris washed ashore. It becomes a fortress. By gathering these weathered pieces, we can create a sanctuary that disguises the ordinary. The stark white of a simple box vanishes, replaced by the silver-gray armor of the sea. There is a profound beauty in this contrast. The dead wood, hard and enduring, stands guard around the tender, vibrant green life springing forth from within. It reminds us that nature wastes nothing. What was once lost to the waves now cradles your nourishment, turning a humble corner of your yard into a living sculpture that whispers of the coast. Let the wood hold the water, and let the water feed the life. And as we leave the shores of the ocean behind, let us turn our eyes toward the riverbeds. Two, the River Stone Mosaic. Close your eyes and listen to the sound of a rushing river. For centuries, the water has tumbled over rocks, smoothing their rough edges until they become polished gems of the earth, cool, heavy, and eternal. These stones carry the weight of time, a stability that feels grounding in a fast-paced world. When we bring these river stones into our garden, we are building more than just a planter. We are laying a foundation. By fitting them together, one by one, like a puzzle of nature's own making, we transform a fragile container into something that feels ancient and permanent. It creates a striking mosaic where the cold, hard gray of the stone meets the soft, tender green of new life. There is a quiet strength here. The stones protect the roots, shielding them from the heat of the day, standing firm while the seasons change around them. It connects us to the patience of the river, reminding us that slow and steady growth is often the most enduring. In this solid embrace, your garden finds its anchor. But nature has other textures too, textures that are rougher, warmer, and born from the forest floor. Three, the forest stump, bark cladding. Walk with me into the deep woods, where the air is cool and smells of pine and damp earth. Here, the trees stand like ancient sentinels, wrapped in coats of thick, rugged bark. This skin of the forest is a masterpiece of texture, scarred by time, etched by the wind, and beautiful in its imperfection. When we cloak our garden in this natural armor, we invite the spirit of the forest into our homes. By taking the discarded skin of fallen timber and wrapping it around the new, we create a forest stump that feels as though it has been rooted there for 100 years. The artificial white box disappears entirely, swallowed by the deep browns and grays of the woodland. It is a poetic cycle. The old, protective outer shell of a tree now serves one last purpose: to cradle the delicate roots of your new harvest. It feels grounded, wild, and fiercely organic. In this disguise, your garden becomes a secret clearing in the woods, a place where magic feels possible. But the forest offers us more than just heavy timber. It also gives us the delicate flexibility of the branch. Four, the woven twig nest. Look up into the branches of old trees, and you will see the masterpieces of the first architects, the birds. With nothing but patience and found twigs, they weave homes that are strong enough to weather the storm yet soft enough to cradle new life. It is an instinctual act of creation, turning the scattered chaos of nature into a warm, protective embrace. We can borrow this wisdom for our own garden. By gathering the flexible, dry vines and fallen branches that others might sweep away, we can weave a nest for our sustenance. As you lay a twig upon twig around the box, the rigid plastic form softens, disappearing behind a veil of wild texture. It becomes a basket of the earth, rustic and whimsical. There is a gentle intimacy in this design. It feels hand-spun and personal, a reminder that gardening is an act of nurturing. Like a bird tending to its nest, we tend to our greens, watching them rise safely from within this woven sanctuary. It captures the very essence of home, safe, warm, and built with love. And while the nest represents the wild freedom of the air, our next material brings us the disciplined serenity of the East. Five, the split bamboo screen. In the quiet corners of the east, the wind whispers through the bamboo forests, a sound that brings instant peace to the weary mind. Bamboo is the teacher of resilience. It bends without breaking. It is hollow yet incredibly strong, and it grows with a simple, elegant rhythm. It embodies a perfect balance of utility and grace. When we wrap our garden in the clean lines of split bamboo, we bring a sense of order to the chaos. The messy, industrial white box is hidden behind a screen of golden vertical lines, tied together with the humble strength of natural fiber. It transforms the planter into something disciplined and serene, a miniature sanctuary that invites you to pause and breathe. There is a quiet dignity in this material. It does not shout for attention. Instead, it provides a warm, structured backdrop that lets the vibrant green of your vegetables truly shine. It reminds us that simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. In this space, surrounded by the honest texture of bamboo, your garden becomes more than a food source. It becomes a place of zen. From the wild coast to the deep forest, and finally to this quiet sanctuary, we have seen that beauty is often just a matter of perspective. Six, the Mossy Ruin, Faux Stone and Moss. There is a certain romance in ruins, in the way nature slowly reclaims what we build. A stone wall crumbling under the weight of ivy, or a forgotten statue softened by a velvet coat of moss. These things speak of history, of a time that moves slower than our own. They remind us that in the end, green always wins. We can capture this timeless beauty by transforming our modern boxes into the Mossy Ruin. With a simple textured coating and the patience to let moss take hold, we turn a disposable object into something that looks like an ancient artifact. It mimics the heavy, weathered stone found in the secret gardens of old estates, yet it remains light and movable. This is gardening as a form of painting with time. The rough, gray texture provides the canvas, and the living moss provides the paint, growing and changing with the seasons. It feels cool to the touch, grounding the spirit. Here, your vegetables don't just grow in a pot. They emerge from history itself, vibrant and fresh against the backdrop of the old world. But sometimes, we crave a texture that is warmer, something that reminds us of the harvest and the sea. Seven, the Jute rope coil. Imagine the simple, honest strength of a golden fiber. For generations, jute and hemp have been used to bind, to carry, and to hold. There is a warmth in these materials, a connection to the harvest and the earth that feels instantly welcoming. It speaks of handcrafted goods and the slow, deliberate pace of artisan work. When we take this humble rope and coil it around our garden, we are wrapping our plants in a warm embrace. Circle by circle, the stark industrial plastic disappears, replaced by the rich, tactile texture of woven earth. It transforms a cold container into something that feels like a basket, ready to be filled with nature's bounty. This design brings a softness to the garden. The golden brown tones catch the sunlight, glowing with a cozy, rustic charm that invites you to reach out and touch it. It is a reminder that strength doesn't have to be hard or cold. It can be fibrous, flexible, and warm. In this coil of rope, we find a perfect balance, a soft nest for the vibrant life growing within. And speaking of rustic charm, our next idea takes inspiration from the rugged utility of the shipping docks. Eight, the pallet wood crate. Consider the humble wooden pallet. It is the workhorse of the world, carrying heavy loads across oceans and continents. It bears the scars of travel, stamps from foreign ports, rusty nails, and wood that has been toughened by hard labor. Most see it as waste, destined for the fire. But we see potential. When we reclaim this wood to build a crate for our garden, we are giving it a noble retirement. We construct a sturdy fortress, a pallet wood crate, that houses our fragile hydroponic system. The rough, gray-washed slats create a striking frame, bringing an industrial, farmhouse charm to your backyard. It feels honest, grounded, and undeniably strong. There is a deep satisfaction in this transformation. The wood that once carried the weight of commerce now carries the weight of life. It stands as a testament to resilience, proving that even the roughest materials can cradle the softest greens. It is rugged beauty, built with your own hands, protecting your harvest with the strength of a traveler who has finally come home. But perhaps you prefer a texture that is even more raw, something that comes straight from the tropical palms. Nine, the coconut husk. Close your eyes and picture a tropical shore where the palms sway in the warm breeze. High above, the coconut grows, wrapped in a thick, fibrous coat designed by nature to survive the fall and float across oceans. This husk is nature's ultimate shock absorber, tough, water-resistant, and endlessly durable. When we dress our garden in layers of coconut husk, we are borrowing this ancient armor. The messy, bristly texture of the fiber transforms the sterile plastic box into something that feels wildly organic. It's raw, it's earthy, and it carries the deep, rich browns of the soil itself. It doesn't try to be neat. It embraces the chaos of nature. There is a humble beauty in this shabby chic aesthetic. It reminds us that protection doesn't always look polished. By using what is often discarded as waste, we create a planter that feels connected to the cycle of life, a coarse, warm embrace that holds your vegetables safe and sound. It is simple, sustainable, and full of tropical soul. But for our final transformation, we return to the earth itself, to the warm, baked colors of the potter's wheel. Ten, the faux clay terracotta. For thousands of years, human hands have shaped the earth. We have taken mud, dried it in the sun, and baked it in fire to create terracotta, the baked earth that has held our water, our grain, and our flowers since the dawn of civilization. Its warm, rusty orange color is the color of home, radiating heat and hospitality. In this final transformation, we honor that ancient tradition with a modern twist. By coating our lightweight box in a textured shell of plaster and painting it with the hues of the sunset, we create the perfect illusion. It looks like a heavy, kill-fired vessel from a Tuscan villa, solid and breakable. Yet, it remains light enough to move with ease. This is the ultimate magic trick of the garden. We bring the timeless elegance of pottery without the heavy lifting. The warm earth tones glow against the green leaves, creating a picture of Mediterranean abundance right in your own backyard. It is a reminder that beauty doesn't always require heavy burdens. Sometimes, it just requires a little imagination and a touch of paint. From driftwood to stone, from bark to clay, we have traveled through 10 different worlds today. Your garden is your canvas. What masterpiece will you build next? As you can see, you don't need expensive pots or fancy equipment to start a garden that feeds your soul and your family. Sometimes, the most beautiful things are just hidden beneath a humble disguise. Whether you choose the rugged driftwood look or the peaceful river stone style, the most important step is just to start. Take that box, find some nature, and build your own little patch of paradise. Thank you for letting me be a part of your gardening journey today. I'll see you in the next video with even more ideas to bring your home and garden to life. Stay creative.